What's up guys, my name is Nicholas Steiner. I'm the brand manager for Root Industries, and today we're going to be unboxing the all-new Xtension deck. After 2 years of innovation, we couldn't be more excited or more proud to actually unveil and release this deck globally. So without further ado, let me go ahead and rip in and show you what this deck's all about. Now that we've fully unboxed the deck, you're going to notice a few different things that come with your deck. You're going to have the deck itself and 2 rails that are already installed on the deck. In addition to that, you're going to have 2 extra set of rails, which is going to be a large, medium, and small size set of rails. You're going to get 2 axles in addition to the axle that's already on the deck, and you're also going to get 2 more boxed in dropouts. Now what happens is these axles and these rails and these dropouts are all to match a similar size when you're changing the deck. So what this deck is designed to do is you're going to have 3 different types of rails that you can slide on and off or change the deck as you find necessary. All the parts come included with the deck, so it's really an all-in-one system that'll be arriving to you straight out of the box. Now you can either ride it as it comes, or you'd have the options of the other rails. Now that we've completely unboxed the deck, you're going to notice that you have the base deck to start with. This base deck is 4.5. Now you're going to have 3 different size rails that you're going to be able to use on this deck. You have the smallest rails, which will make your deck 4.75. You have your medium sized rails, which can bring your deck to 5.5 width. And then you also have the larger rails, which can bring you to a 6-inch wide width. In addition to the rails, you can also choose the length of the deck. So with the length, it'll either come in 22 or 21 inches. So it's completely up to you on what you'd like to choose from there. Now let's show you how it kind of goes together. So what you'll do is you'll have your base deck here, and from there you're simply just going to slide the rails in. So let's go ahead and put some of the rails on now. The rails will simply just slide into these grooves that you see on the side. You match them up and then just push them on in. Now these are rails, when you initially put them in, are going to be pretty easy to slide through. You might notice after you've ridden the deck for a while and it comes time to removing the rails, that it might be a little bit more stiff from the riding. So what you want to do is maybe use a rubber mallet if you're going to change things or different stuff like that. Also, the first time that you ride your deck and it's dialed, redial it and tighten it up again after the first use. That's just going to allow some of those parts to just tighten up to where they really should be sitting at the end of the day. Now with the different rails, you're going to have 3 different lengths of bolt axles. Not only are you going to have 3 different lengths of axles, but you're also going to have the boxed end dropouts too. There's going to be a small, medium, and large size dropouts, all built for the 4.75, the 5.5, and the 6 wide. Doesn't matter what length deck that you have, but it will matter when it comes down to the widths that you're actually putting on there. So let's go ahead and put the dropouts in and show you guys what that looks like. First, you want to line up the deck spacers. Once you get the deck spacers lined up, you're then going to put in the medium size, again, because we're doing the 4 or the 5.5. You get the box dropouts in. Once the dropouts are in, you then want to get the axle. You'll get your axle here. You'll put it into this side because you notice on the other side that there's actually going to be a hex. So you want to make sure that it goes into the hex section of the other side. All right, so then I'm just putting the bolt in. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and just push that, leave my finger there, take the Allen key, and then tighten that up from there. The rails in the deck are actually really super snug. So once you've got that in there, you'll see that you actually have the completed deck. Now there's a few things that you're going to notice on this deck to start with. The 83-degree head tube that comes with it. It is a forged head tube. You're also going to notice the glass bottom and the honey core cutout. Both of these are to assist in reducing weight. Whether you're at the larger size, which is going to be the 6, the 5.5, or even the 4.75, you'll find that the weights are pretty comparable to most of the decks that are out there, even though we've added this decking and rail system. Even at the 6 wide, it feels really light compared to a lot of other decks that you'll find. So weight is something that you definitely don't need to worry about, nor is strength, because we've been testing this for over 2 years, and we've had team riders shredding it, and it's just absolutely gotten smashed, and we couldn't be more proud of the product or the way that it's turned out after the testing that we've had. Now, one of the other little things that you're going to notice on the deck, like we said, is these deck stoppers. Now, these deck stoppers do come in and out. Now, if you do lose them or they do fall out, it's not the end of the world. You can still use your deck. It's still going to be fine. But what it does is really just prevents them from sliding too far forward. If you do lose them, all you need to do is just make sure you're lining up the rails at the back of the deck, and if that's lined up there, you're still going to be okay. But this is just really an extra preventative measure that we've done to help lock that into place and accurately give you that lineup right at the front of the deck. Another big question that you're probably gonna have is, well, how do I grip tape this thing? Well, what a lot of people have done to this date is they've actually just grip taped it like a regular deck, get your full sheet, whether you're using the 475, the 5.5, or the 6 wide, and grip taping it the whole way. Once you've grip taped the complete deck, simply take a razor blade or whatever you're using to cut the grip tape and just cut along the line for easily removability of the rails. That's one thing that other people have done when they've needed to exchange their thing. Now another question is too, well, why didn't we just make a 6 wide or a 5.5 or them standard? Well, it really allowed us to narrow down the amount of SKUs and the amount of decks that we actually have as well too. So this deck as a 5.5 or a 6 wide, I'm completely confident will stand in the market against any other 5.5 or any other 6 wide deck that you have. It's just as strong, it's just as light, and it's gonna perform just as well. So if you're looking to buy just a 6, the pricing, the product, and everything stands right there with the other brands that are in the industry. It also opens up the possibilities of different widths or even larger widths down the road as well too. So if we want to make a bigger deck, or we want to go in between a 5.5 and a 6 wide, or go to 6.5 or any of those types of things, we have the ability to do that by just coming out with different rails, which is really cool because you'll still have the base deck that you already have, and you just need to get the rails into addition. So that is something that you can be looking out for from Root Industries in the future. So if you guys have any other questions on the Xtension deck, please don't hesitate to let us know, whether it's DMing us on Instagram, leaving a comment on our YouTube channel, or just reaching out to us in general. Have fun and keep shredding.